How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get this out of the way first and foremost. Yes, I got a haircut. I just could not stand those shaggy locks anymore. I had the intention of growing my hair out and seeing how I would feel about having longer hair, but I just don't think I was ever meant to be that kind of guy. So, got it cleaned up yesterday and it feels so much better. That being said, it's still very much winter, so we're gonna keep the toque on for now. Morning, Penny. So this is just going to be a pretty simple day in my van life. I got some running around I want to do today. My glasses arrived yesterday, the ones that I went and ordered. Obviously the ones that I went and ordered. Why would glasses show up that I didn't order? It's early in the morning. Here you go, darling. Have your quarter of meat puck, because it's a large meat puck this time. And then I think I want to rip out to a store, show you guys where I procure a few of my flannels. We'll see how the day goes. I also have my little girl's Christmas concert happening this afternoon. And no, you're not going crazy, and this is not old footage. Well, I mean, it's old footage for you, because I cannot film stuff and have it come out day and date, obviously. But their Christmas concert was postponed due to illness back in December, and they gave it a good month for all that to clear up, and that is happening later this afternoon. So, be ripping over there to see that, but that'll just be for me, obviously. Before we hit the road in Grace O'Malley, though, I'm going to let Penny eat her breakfast here. Probably have a little bit of a eat to bite myself. Well, maybe not. It's still, like I said, early, and I do like to do a little bit of intermittent fasting. Maybe I'll mow an egg. Gotta take my meds. Probably have some yogurt with that. And once she's done eating, we're gonna do something that I talked about a few videos back. I know I filmed talking about it. I don't know if I cut it out of the final video or not. I film a lot, if that's not evident for some of you. But yeah, we'll let her finish mowing her morning meat puck. Yes. And once she's done that, we'll get to what I'm talking about. That, oh wow, that just came right off of there. Well, that's not ideal. Stupid paper towel rugs. I feel like this happened before. It should be an easy enough fix. Sorry, Penny. Don't mind me. Yes, this comes down here. Stabs into the far part there. Go in there. Sorry, I don't want to disturb the big fat pussy while she's eating. So again, we'll fix that once she's done eating. Are you done? Hey, where are you going? Don't you want to stick around and see what I was talking about? Yeah, maybe we'll give you a minute to digest as well. Okay, so over here, where are we? We've got, there we go. Hey, why are you all the way over there all of a sudden? What's that about, Penny? Come here. Come here. Come here. All right, there you go, good girl. Yeah, she knows. Hey, where are you going? Hi. You want this? Come here. Good girl. Okay, so I don't like the idea of declawing cats. I've owned a lot of cats throughout my life. I have never had a single one declawed, but you do have to trim their claws because they tend to get stuck in carpets or on mattresses. And she does have a scratching post, which has helped tremendously, of course, as they do. But you still got to cut their nails. And I have yet to meet a cat that absolutely loves that experience. Yeah, she's not the biggest fan of it, and this is usually how this looks when we attempt to do this. However, I recently saw an Instagram reel from an account, or a gentleman, I'm sure his mother wouldn't appreciate me calling him an account, named Dan Shaba. And him and his buddy always watch what other people have done, and then they, whoa. And then they try to see if it could work, like crazy things. And this one reel said, well, if you hold the cat like you're their mother, it makes it a lot easier to cut their nails. So I guess we're gonna give that an attempt and just see how ridiculous it is. You ready? All right. Here we go. All right. Let's try that again with a better position. Are you kidding me? Wow. Well, I'll say that was a big success. Sorry, Penny. She's very perturbed about it. Wow. That is, what a difference. You okay about it? How dare you? I feel violated, but I have beautiful nails, so I'll let it slide. So that's pretty cool. And when you think about it, I guess it kind of makes perfect sense. But not a thought I would have had till I saw it on the internets. What an incredible thing. However, it also leaves you with a whole lot of this on your pants. Thank you. And of course, that is what we have these for. Tiny home living with a furry beast. There. It's like nothing ever happened. No, there's nothing wrong with your screens. And there's nothing wrong with the camera on my phone. Sadly, the little crack we tried to fix when we were here before we headed back to Mom and Dad's house, the fix didn't really work. And now we've almost got all the way across. You're so close. You can do it, bro. Yeah, so not ideal. The good news, I mean, I was expecting that to happen. Like, let's get serious. And that happened because of the drastic cold temperatures that we had. Even with the Jeep gradually warming itself up, those kind of crazy temperatures with a crack like that, it might not even have been heat related. It could just have been from the Jeep moving in the cold temperatures. Yes, sir. The good news is I did find another place that will be able to replace the windshield a lot cheaper than the first place that I looked into. And oddly enough, for those that have been around the channel, it's the same place where I took Lucky the last time she had to have her windshield replaced. So I don't know why I didn't look at that place first, but I'll have to make an appointment for her. Well, sooner rather than later. It's not in my actual direct field of vision yet. I look about 5 inches higher than where the crack is, so that's okay, but hashtag Jeep life. Now, I'm just pulled into the Superstore parking lot here. This is where I got my glasses. They had a big points deal on. So, actually, it wasn't a points deal. It was, what was it? It was buy one, get one free. So, I got 2 pairs of glasses coming to me for the price of 1. Couldn't say no to that. Somebody did point out in the comments, and I don't know why I didn't think about this, but since I like these frames so much, why don't I just get these lenses replaced? These are actually my old prescriptions, so they're not quite as strong as they should be, and they are quite scratched up. I've had these ones for years. Why don't I just get the lenses replaced? I don't know. Maybe I'll ask them about that when I'm in there. Before we get in there, though, I would like to give a huge thanks to Scott and his beautiful Sphinx cats for sending me this mossy oak outdoor camping tool set. Look at this. We got a hatchet. We got a I'm a really mad at you knife. We got a small knife and a whole bunch of carabiners with paracord, a flashlight, a Ferraro rod, and with a little rectangle. I got that in the mail quite a while ago, actually, Scott. So again, thank you very much. Sorry for the tardiness. I didn't want to open it until I was on camera, but it was so long ago and I had so much footage left to edit still. It was just sort of bopping around in Grace. And then I opened it up yesterday and I was like, oh damn, that's really cool. So I didn't want to actually open it up yet. But I did want to say thank you very much, sir. We're going to recycle the cardboard while we're here because there are recycling bins right there. And this stuff is going to live in Grace and further her capabilities as a get out there and do some camping sort of vehicle when the weather gets a little warmer. Also, thank you very much, Cam and his Jeep. I got this extremely heavy box yesterday in the mail. You're hilarious, and I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Some people's kids. So I've actually seen the question a couple times, why do you park so far away from where you're going? I mean, honestly, I've been doing that since the beginning of my van life, mostly because it was just easier to park the giant cargo van away from other vehicles. But number two, I enjoy the walk, and after back surgery and now that I'm doing my physical therapy stuff, it's even more important that I'm walking as much as possible. So that's just like one little thing I can do extra to do. Now, if I'm in the Jeep and it's like -50, I'm not gonna park far away, but it's not so bad today. And speaking of my physical therapy stuff, it's been going good. I've been to about 4 appointments so far. Very easy stuff. I've been getting some needling done on my muscles, some trigger point release therapy, and they do a lot of TENS machine stuff while I'm there, and they just assign me some stretches and exercises that I've been doing over at the gym and whatnot. So all good things. And the last time I saw my physical therapist, she said my back felt a lot less tense than it did 2 days prior. So big success. How you doing this morning?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Just picking up a couple pair of glasses, actually. Matthew Allen.
For sure. Pick up, right?
Yep. She said that I might need adjusting. I don't know.
Okay. I'm actually not an optician to do any adjustments, so I can still have you pick them up.
Okay.
And you might have to come back if you need any adjustments. Okay?
Are they in anybody in today, or is that going to be like a Monday thing?
No, it'd be a Tuesday thing.
Tuesday.
I'm alone on Monday, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's okay. Haha. There we go. These are quite larger frames, and I'm still getting used to this prescription again. Been wearing the old glasses for so long, waiting for these. It'll work itself out. It's too bad there wasn't an optometrist in there to do an adjustment, but I don't think they're that bad, actually. I feel like they're sitting pretty okay on my face. Obviously, I had to get these ones as my first pair because, I mean, look at that little outline on them. Obviously. And they absolutely can replace the lenses in my old frames. Oh yeah, and these are transitions as well. So that's nice. Sunglasses and eyeglasses in one. So I probably will look into getting the lenses replaced in these old frames. For now, we'll just use these as the backups as they have always been. Well, not always, but for quite a while they have been that. And the second pair I got here, pretty straightforward. Just nice, simple black ones, but a little bit larger. I didn't like this. I think I'm a bigger frame sort of guy. Hi, how are you? Now I can see everything again. Okay, now let's get up to a place I'd like to share with you, and hopefully they let me do some filming inside. So yeah, that is Foundry. It is a local store up here at the mall, Cross Iron Mills in Calgary. Hang on, it's cutting off my head. We can't have that. It's an awesome little store. I've been up here a lot ever since it was suggested to me by my buddy Chris, and you get 3 guesses as to why I like it so much, and the first 2 don't count. Obviously, they are a Dixon reseller, and it's a great little place. The first time I actually ordered from them was online when Dixon sent me mistakenly the wrong size of a shirt I had ordered, and with Dixon, by and large, their flannels, their bamboos, their party shirts are limited run. And this one particular shirt was very popular and it sold out. I discovered that Foundry had it in stock, and so I ordered it from them, sent the other one back to Dixon for a refund, and I didn't end up missing out on that shirt, which was super cool. And they have free delivery if you're local as well when you order online, which is great. But it's also nice to just come up here to the mall, go in there. The staff are super friendly. Kara in there has been super helpful every time I go in there. And I just wanted to sort of highlight them as much as I could on this channel. Full transparency, they don't like pay me to do it or anything. It's just a store that I enjoy supporting. They do give me a little bit of a discount when I do purchase from them because I give them shout outs on my Instagram page or now here on my YouTube channel. And it's obviously, they don't just have Dixon merch. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff there. The vibe really appeals to me. When I was filming all of those shots in the store, they had a Blink-182 song playing, which just sort of harkens back to my time in high school. So obviously that tugs at my heartstrings, and it makes the little teenager Matt happy. Kind of lean towards bikers and skaters and all that stuff, but everybody is welcome, obviously. If you're in the area or if you're headed out to the Cross Iron Mills here in Calgary, I do highly recommend checking them out. If this is the sort of clothing that you like, go in, say hi. You might find something really cool for yourself. It's great, and it's local. I'm gonna link their Instagram page and their website in the description of this video. Their Instagram page is Foundry YYC, which is the airport code. Hey, there's another Jeep Wrangler. Hello, and it's a Willis. He's from Saskatchewan. How you doing, sir? Sorry, squirrel. But I'll put all of that stuff in the description so you can check them out. Another reason I went there is because I wanted to do some shopping. Somebody's got a birthday coming up, so I wanted to make sure I got him out of the way. And I picked up a little bit of swag as well. I got this Foundry keychain. The black one, I think it said running on fumes, just like the little flask. But the orange one says my favorite F word. How could I say no? Anyways, now I've been chatting with my buddy Mike. We've been trying to meet up for coffee for a while, so hopefully he's replied to my text messages. I'm gonna check that out, and maybe we can meet up with him before I gotta get over to my little girl's recital. But it's still kind of chilly out, so we're not gonna wear just the flannel. Don't be crazy. Put on your jacket. Every time I go in there and see that rack of Dixons, I kind of like, is this what my closet would look like if I had sticks and bricks? Probably. All right, we're back down in the neck of the woods where we're gonna get to Wendy's over here on the left. There's also a Tim Hortons, which is where Mike and I are gonna meet, but he just texted me he's gotta do something before. So instead of just sitting here, I think what we're gonna do is rip up the hill of the car wash and just blast this snow off of Grace's hood and wherever else. It's been there for a while, and it's just a little obnoxious. So we'll do that instead of wasting our time, because I knew I wanted to do that. Although it's so muggy out. Muggy? I can say muddy, not really muddy, it's slushy. That's the word I'm looking for. It's slushy out, so she's just gonna get filthy nasty again. But at least the snow will be off of her hood. When I was driving out to the mall there, I had to use the washer fluid, and unlike Lucky, the spouts are mounted on the hood of the Jeep. And they did their due diligence, and they broke right through that snow cover and came up onto the windshield, but I want to get rid of it, long story short. Fun fact, I used to work at that Shell when I was like, what, 20, 21? And over here is my buddy's car wash. And this is where we're gonna get rid of all that white crap. Oh, it's busy. Lots of people have this idea today. Back it up. Maybe this cabbie wants to leave. No, he's just moving over. I guess I'll take this one. Well, it doesn't help that there's 2 bays that are not working right now. Pylons in the way of the doors. Jordan! Well, you know what I can do while I'm sitting here waiting for these guys in front of me to clean everything, because it looks like it's going to be a hot minute. He's just putting his mats on the door. And even the guy in front of him, I don't even think has started spraying. So we have some time. think what I'll do is I'm gonna look up some sort of windshield cover for the Jeep. I've seen a lot of people commenting saying, oh, you should find some sort of cover for the Jeep when you're towing her. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is like those proper vehicle covers that like almost covers the whole thing. But then much like when I had my boat covered when I would tow it, those things are just gonna like puff out from the air and get all flappy and distracting and look horrific when you're going down at highway speeds. And I can't wrap my brain around the idea that there's anything that's going to secure itself to the windshield of the Jeep and enough to not come flying off when you're traveling at those speeds. The idea is great and the principle is sound, and maybe I will be pleasantly surprised when I do a little quick search here, because unfortunately you can't really see them, so I'm not going to bother trying to show you on camera. But a couple videos back, I started the vlog by having Grace's wipers start going and spraying washer fluid on a very filthy windshield. We had just gotten back from the long haul from BC. And whilst it was a cool way to open the video, there was so much mud and tiny rocks plastered to the glass. It actually ended up leaving tiny little scratches on the windshield in this way. That's why I'm doing this. Moving right along. So that's not ideal. If I can't find any sort of cover, then it's either going to have to go straight to a car wash when you get back to Calgary, or if it's on the way to BC and I don't have room to tow Grace through that car wash in New Denver, I have to get like a squeegee of some sort and gently clean Grace off. I guess I could invest in some sort of little portable power washer to keep at my parents' house. She doesn't get that dirty that often, and she's not going to be getting towed very much. There's like one more big tow coming up this winter. That should be happening fairly soon. My parents are going to be going south for a while just to sort of enjoy the warmer weather that they can find, and I'm going to be doing house sitting for them and bopping back and forth between New Denver and Calgary very frequently, so I can still have my days with my daughter and then be out there mostly on the days that I'm not with my daughter. So anyway, all that is to say, I'm about to go search up windshield Jeep covers. That's the technical term. All right, pleasantly surprised. So yeah, I mean, that was like my first assumption, that it'd be some sort of like open the doors and straps come in and secure themselves. So found one on Amazon, and the very first review from the customer who purchased, if it's not a robot, because you never know, says that they have a 2022 Jeep Wrangler that they tow behind their motorhome, and it works very well. So I guess I'll have to look into that, because once we get the new windshield on Grace, it probably would be a good idea. Although that being said, a lot of my chips and cracks have come from when I'm just normally driving. That's just life with a Jeep Wrangler. The taxi cab is moving. Oh, he's very quickly squeegeeing his windows. You're right. I won't pressure you, sir. But I do want to pull up to where you are. You think he would have left the door closed whilst he was doing this? I mean, it's still minus 10 degrees Celsius outside, which is this in Fahrenheit. All right, I'm pulling in. Everybody just calm down. All right, Grace. Feels like we were just here. Because we were. All right, well, now we got a nice clean crack on the windshield. Excellent. For those that might be wondering, like, well, why are you washing your car if it's below freezing like that? Or isn't that gonna cause the locks to freeze up and whatnot? To you I say nay, it shall be fine. I've looked ahead in the forecast and it's starting to warm up anyway. Plus there's little lock de-icers you can get. Actually, Lucky's driver's door lock has been freezing on and off because of these temperatures, so I should probably pick some of that up just in case. But again, the temperatures are beginning to warm up. You know, I need to go that way, and of course, this person. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. We can do it. Haha! Jeeps can go anywhere. Talk to Mike. There's a location of Tim Hortons closer to actually the old house in Willow Park where I used to live that we're gonna go to. That'll put me in a little bit of a better position to take off and make it to Brooklyn's recital. What am I recording in? Somehow it flipped into 60 frames per second instead of 30. Last little yappy bit. Might have looked a little weird, but maybe not. So it was easier to remove frames than add them. So anyways, we're gonna go over to that Tim Hortons closer to the old house in Willow Park, wait for Mr. Mike to show up, and move on with it. I actually need to put Grace's block heater cord away. So let's get there and do that. Quality content! Quality content! Of course, it's gonna be very, very busy here today, I imagine. Try to find a parking spot that's not too in the way. Actually, maybe you need to actually drive your Mustang, sir. Thank you. We will park. Okay, now we got a Kia coming at us. I like the color, sir. Great choices. I'm gonna pull over here and we'll just kind of back it in. There we go, right next to the drive-through. That'll give us plenty of space to work in the hood. Not that I'm gonna be out there for very long. Yeah, there's the block heater board. Got a little spray to the car wash. Should really dry those prongs off before I cap it, just to be on the safe side. Go, got a little microfiber cloth here on the back of Grace. Just dry those guys off. Inside there didn't get too wet, that's pretty good. Slap that guy back on there. Then pop. It's nice, it's got this Velcro strap to hold the wire all in a nice neat bundle. Well, it was in a neat bundle before I undid it. Whether I'm gonna be able to get it back into said neat bundle, that's a completely different story. I mean, not too bad. It's like a tent. It's never gonna look as good as it did the first time. Well, actually, you know what? I could secure this so it's not flopping around. Go, you're not going anywhere. Haha, perfect. There you go. All right. I think one of the coolest block heater setups I ever saw was in my old Tacoma. It was a 2018, so I don't know when they started doing that. My assumption would be probably in the 2016 models. But out on the bumper of the Tacoma, they actually had the block heater coming down, and it was permanently mounted with just a little flap cover here, so it was part of the bumper. And then the Tacoma came with a little proprietary cable that you would plug into that, and then that on the other end would be your regular AC plug. I just thought it was like nice, neat, and clean, as opposed to having a cable out flopping around and all that stuff. I've ordered something off of Amazon as well. Little clear protectors for the hinges. I talked about them a while ago, but these hinges on the Jeep Wrangler, they really take a beating, and these are all rock chips, right? And that's another problem with these new JLs. Maybe it was a problem on the JKs, but I don't think so, because I feel like the hinges were kind of set up differently. I'd have to look it up to be sure, but I have some touch-up paint, which I will apply when the temperatures get a little bit better, and then these protectors are just clear little strips that go here to prevent this from happening, because that's just going to lead to full-blown car cancer. Nobody likes that. All right, well, Mike's not here yet. I think I'm gonna go in and utilize the washroom to run a little water through this ridiculously matted down hairdo. And maybe grab myself an eat to bite while I wait. Because, I mean, that's just better than sitting here in the Irish Pirate Queen. Plus my tummy's going, feed me! That's not enough! Ugh. Hello? There we go. Don't run me over.
That's not so bad.
That's a different look for me, that's for sure. Right. Let's get some real Canadian fast food. Not too bad. Can I get a large white hot chocolate?
Yep.
And I guess I'll do a farmer's wrap with both sausage and bacon, please.
We don't have time for morning.
Oh, you don't have any eggs? Oh, darn it. Okay, you know what? Can I try that crispy chicken sandwich then? No lettuce? Yes, it was meant to be. Let's see. All right. It'll do. Walking with purpose. How's it going? Packers. Oh man, I'm just sitting in there catching up, chatting, and I just had to say, I'm like, we grew up in this neighborhood. Mike and I have been best friends since grade 1. We actually went to school just down the street here, elementary school. It's not that anymore. It's some weird artsy fartsy school, but now we're sitting in this Tim Hortons in this neighborhood talking about our kids. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, I gotta get the Irish Pirate Queen moving here. We gotta get over to see a little girl's Christmas concert, and we will catch up. We'll catch up after that's done. Tally freaking ho! Hello, fat cat. How are you? Mwah. Having a good day? Yes, Brooklyn's Christmas concert went smashingly. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so let's get the booties off here. Now the plan is where I'm currently parked. So I'm just gonna move you over there, ever so gently. Where I'm currently parked only allows you to stay parked here for a maximum of 2 nights. So I've actually parked Grace a ways away, and we're gonna fire Lucky up, get her going. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And go hitch Grace up and get the heck out of here, aren't we? Yeah. How are your claws? Are they still nice and short? Should we do the back ones? Get the frick away from me. Bet you want some food first, eh? We're not in any sort of rush, are we? Yeah, let's feed the big fat pussy. All right, hang on. Let me get a little comfortable here, you. Get my jacket off. All right. And you're gonna need you need a few more kibbles mixed in with this wet food lady. Did I give you the last of that can, or do we still have a can in here? We still have a can in here. Man, that was just from this morning. My memory is shot. Dry food. Yes. A little bit more of that. Not too much. Just enough for a nice savory crunch, eh? Oh. Spoon. There we go. Mix it up, mix it up. Mix it all up. How's that looking? Enjoy, Putty Tat. Oh yeah, we need another thing of paper towel out. I still didn't fix the paper towel rack. That's right, because I didn't want to disturb you. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, just slot it back into its holes here. That's going to be easier said than done. Excellent. Pardon me, Penny. Watch your head. I'm going to bring this right in here like that. And set. Good girl. Sorry about it. All right, and the hunt for the never-ending little like place to sit when I'm in this area has continued. At the store Decathlon yesterday, I picked up this little cheap chair. I was going to do a live stream and then I wasn't really feeling it. So, but when I was thinking about doing a live stream, I'm like, I need a better place to sit for that length of time other than my little collapsible stool. This thing is great in a pinch when I'm just, you know, putting my boots on or not sitting here for a very long period of time. But it's very hard and I couldn't find a pet bed to flip upside down as a pillow. Plus it has no backrest. So I got this little guy and it was like 20 bucks at Decathlon and it fits in this space okay. And it's pretty darn comfy. Like it's a very, you can tell it's a very standard, and let's say affordable camp chair. I think I could do a live stream in this, but it's always, you know, finding a place to sit in this area has always been one of my harder things to achieve, I guess. The next build or whatever, it would be great to have like proper bench style seatings, which is why I sort of lean towards a potential like camper situation. But that all sounds like a future Matthew problem, right? Did you eat it all already? You freaking Hoover. You're not getting any more. You're gonna have some of them maybe later. Good Lord, lady, it's all over your whiskers. You got it all over your whiskers. Look at this. Look at this. Hang on. You see that? It's not showing up on the camera. It is all over your whiskers. Nasty. Lick that off. Yeah. Give me any of that grief. Hi. Obviously, I was sitting in this chair this morning when I was clipping her nails, but yeah, I don't know. I've gone through a bunch. I think my problem with the last one that I had in here, it sat lower, which was nicer, but it also had armrests, which I think made it more obnoxious. Hi, Penny. So this is not too bad. There's no armrests on this one. Keeps the cost down, right? Yeah. Here's your water. Pretty good. So we'll see how long this one lasts. The problem is with stuff this affordable, they tend to not last. I've had a couple stools as well, like little camping stools that people sent me. Unfortunately, I'm a man that enjoys his food. I'm a little too heavy for those stools for how frequently I was using them, which is why that little hard body one, or that flat hard surface expandable one, is great. It's definitely going to support me and not break. But again, it's not the most comfortable in extended sitting periods. What is with you? You trying to sucker more treats out of me? It worked. Is this what you want? There you go. You want another one? This one? Good job. It's a good job at eating. Yeah, no kidding. Good putty tat. I know. One more thing before we get Lucky fired up here and sort of get all of the systems working and move the tiny home on wheels. I also received these in the mail a while back. Bless you. Bless you again. They're very adorable. They're little like Lucky bandanas. Right, so you got this one, which it's pretty cool. It's got all like the St. Patrick's Day stuff on it and whatnot, and that's awesome. This second one is more green, and it actually has the clovers, and it says Lucky on it. I don't know who sent these. There was no from slip, so thank you very much for sending them. I don't know if it's really my style. I don't really know what the intention was. I guess we could hang them up. They're kind of nice. I really like the ones that say Lucky. Maybe it is time to sort of change up this space. Some of the stuff I've had up here for a very long time. You know what? Change can be a good thing. Maybe something like this hanging in the background wouldn't be terrible. This onward and upward sign, I don't know if I could remove it. That was one of the first things I put up there. It's from Walmart. It's on there with 3M tape, so it's on there pretty good. I might need a heat gun to get it off. But anyway, all that is to say, I don't know who sent these. Thank you very much again. If they were intended for Penny to wear, they're a little large, and we are all lucky that she tolerated the tiny little Christmas one. So I think if anything, I'll hang one of these up in the van And maybe the other one we'll save for St. Patrick's Day. Hey, oh, this one does say Lucky on it. I missed that. Oh, because the cut of the print, it doesn't really show it that well. It's actually cut off on the side here. It's just Lucky. All right, so let's get Lucky sort of ready to travel here and go over some of the systems that I usually check before I do that. Now, because it was so chilly outside last night, I'll probably let her idle for a bit before we actually go over and get Grace. But I usually like to come back here, we'll check the battery monitor and see what we're at. Not too bad, 97%. We've only had the diesel heater ticking away and these little LED lights on in here so far today. So last night, I actually watched a couple movies and played some Switch, and that all runs off of the EcoFlow back here. You can see this bad boy is at 74%, not too shabby for 2 movies, and I don't know, I probably played for a good hour and a half on my Switch. That's what I really like about the Switch and the TV. Very low power draws. That's why I let the EcoFlow sort of handle that thing, and I don't have to worry about it affecting my house batteries. But me being me, we are going to top the EcoFlow up and use Lucky's DC to DC charger to sort of charge everything. So give me a second to get it all set up and I'll explain it. Okay, first things first, I've got my laptop charging up from the little VTOMAN right here, using this white cable. Come up here, charge the laptop while we move around. That's a fat pussy licking her cigar toy, as she do. The EcoFlow over here, those are cocktail peanuts. I highly recommend them. On the top of the EcoFlow, we got its charging cable plugged in, and it's running down there underneath the bed, and it actually connects to this orange, yes, that's a pee bottle extension cord, and it's coming up here and running past this little rubber ducky. How'd that get in here? You're supposed to be in the Jeep. And connected to Lucky's inverter. It's a 2000 watt Renogy inverter back there. I can turn it on at the front of Lucky because it's in remote mode right now. But what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna flick this bad boy on. There we go. So now that's gonna kick on. And if we come back here, we'll see the EcoFlow switch over into charging mode. And that little blue circle should start spinning once it does its cycle and realizes that there's incoming power. There we go. Now I have this sucker set to charge at about 1100 watts, which is no joke. We come back over here to the battery monitor, see that we are pulling 1.2 kilowatts. That is a lot of power, and that is coming straight out of Lucky's house batteries, right? So that's because the inverter's connected to the house batteries. So now, that's a huge draw. With the EcoFlow only being at, whatever it was, a 74%, that's not gonna take very long to get it up to 100 because it's got a fast charge. However, that's gonna put a huge drain on Lucky's battery. That 97 will probably turn into like 72 very quickly. So what we'll do is we'll come up here to this disaster, and we are going to take our key with our new keychain. We're going to fire Lucky up. There she goes. Then we will flick on the DC to DC charger, which is taking power from the engine bay battery and sending it through the DC to DC charger to the house battery that is underneath the bed and the fat pussy playing with her cigar toy. And now we will be able to see we've cut that down to about 745 watts because the DC to DC charger charges around 500, so that makes sense, right? 700 plus 500, 1200. So, and then once that EcoFlow is fully charged, we'll turn the inverter off and continue to let the DC to DC charger top the house batteries back up. And while this is all happening, I'm gonna get the house ready for drive mode, which we got a lot of crap on the passenger seat. I do have to go through all of that. It's always a thing. There's always things to do and stuff to move. That's just the way it is in tiny home living when you have an abundance of stuff. Yes, you don't need all of the abundance, but sometimes you like the abundance. Okay, the poop bucket, we'll bring that down here. I can ride next to the door just for the trip. Still can't get over like how weird it looks having shorter hair again. And I got this brush for myself because my hair was long enough where I would wake up in the morning and there would be knots in the back. Yeah, I don't think it's long enough for that anymore. Don't think I need this brush. Well, I mean, obviously I still need the brush because I have a little girl. But, yeah, it's so crazy. I've also turned the Jeep Wrangler backpack basically into my gym bag, which is nice. It's a little less bulky than that white Wolfpack bag I had. What was that? Something heavy just fell. What was that? Oh, That old doogie phone. Lovely. Yeah, I've turned this into my gym bag. So it's got my shoes, my towel, my shorts, and change of clothes. So it just makes it easy to go. This probably needs to start living in grace because it's just one of those things that's extra bulky. And when I go to the gym to do my physical therapy exercises and whatnot, I usually go in grace. So I think you need to get rehomed tonight, sir. The garbage in the garbage can, that's where it belongs. Everything has its place, and everything needs to be in its place. I say that like I practice that, I don't. Just back there going to town on that thing, huh? Did you forget we had it? Oh wow, you've really done a, that's, yep. The darker brown is where you've been tonguing it. Wow, I hope you bought a dinner first, my goodness. As per usual, it looks like we're gonna have to fill up our diesel as well. It's getting a little bit low. We got a full Rotopacks on Grace, so that's a good thing. I am about to turn this guy off, but we will let her run on high for a little bit. I've definitely gotten into the habit of doing this, so probably better to do it than not. Hi, Tweety. Ooh, you know what I could do? I could get that. I left the one pair of glasses that has the yellow trim in Grace. This will be the Jeep glasses. And these are the other ones. These will be the new van ones. Those are large and in charge, and I am okay with it. Where's that old pair? I'm gonna put those back, my spares. We'll go back into Lucky's sort of cubby holes at the front, right around the driver's area. Where did I put them? They're not in my jacket. They're hanging right here. My goodness. These will go back. And they can stay there until I decide to put new frames or lenses in the frames. So these can just go back up here. You can see I got a couple other pairs in there as well. Well, one's a broken pair and one is a very old pair. I like to think of those as my boat glasses if I ever make it back there. And we've still got Christmas candies for Brooklyn and a big bucket of slime because this is obviously where you keep your slime. Why? Where do you keep yours? In a toy box? That's weird. Pull that down. Let some air get at the windshield because it's a little chilly. Let's see how well this guy does the job, so to speed things up a bit. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. And now that Lucky's engine is up to temp, we can add the missing ingredient, which is a whole bunch of heat. Defrost, and boom. All right, so I am all backed up to Grace now. I might be a little too close, actually. Grab my gloves, gonna get a little nippy out here. And before I hook her up, actually, we will take care of Penny's litter box as well. It probably needs to be sifted and have some wood pellets added to it, so thrilling stuff. Let's get her done, shall we? All right. So the EcoFlow is fully topped up. I just turned the inverter off. Oh, do I still have my keys in my pocket to open this up? I sure do. And Lucky is busy charging up her house batteries. Well, oh, I pressed my, that's not what I want. I don't want you, red strobe light. You go away from here forever. There we go. Open this bad boy up. Go. Any poop? Nope, but lots of sawdust. So let's do it a shake and clean out a litter box. You're welcome. 2 trays. Shake out the sawdust. Separate the trays. Throw the sawdust into garbage. All done. All right, and yes, I backed up a little too close to Grace. Those arms, yeah, that's not gonna be good. So we're gonna have to back Grace up a bit. I could just pull Lucky forward, but then I gotta get into the driver's seat. I find it a little easier to just do this. And then I'm going to release the e-brake on Grace. And then we will just give her a little push. Use your hips. There you go. E-brake on. I might have gone too far, actually. Uh-oh. I don't know my own strength. Yikes. All right, bring her back forward. All right. Oh, I sprayed all of the hinges on this blue ox with WD-40, like all of the parts that move, and it worked like a hot damn, keeping everything loose through the deep freeze, I gotta say. It's even loosened it up just in general, makes this thing move better. I should have done it a long time ago. Anyway, 1 pin, 2 pin. And ta-da, she is all done, hooked up. Brake controller is all set up in the driver's wheel well. The last thing I gotta do before I leave is we're gonna get the Rotopex and we're gonna fill up the diesel. But first, before I can do that, I need some gloves that I don't use every single day. Hi, Penny. Good girl. With the Rotopack setup that I have with the DIY'd spout, my hands tend to get covered in diesel when I do this. So, from the coldness of the floor, we have some disposable gloves. All right, Miss P. We'll see you in a moment, darling. Thank you. Let's get the Rotopack. All right. Enough. The cylinder on this lock froze, and I've had it in Lucky for a while. I just haven't put it back in yet. I guess I should do that sooner. It's very hard with one hand. Rather than later. I'm sure it's dry now. It's been in Lucky for well over a week. All right. Rotopack's down. Lucky again. Cap off of our diesel tank. There we go. And then we gotta open up the Rotopack. Lid off, cap out, spout out, twist that on. So this is all covered in diesel because it goes into the tank. I didn't like the design that came with it, so I made this myself. Just a hacked off nozzle from a regular jerry can. And now we can fill up our diesel. Nice and full. And now we get it all back together. All right, so it's all back together. We will get the door closed. And yeah, this Rotopax holds about 7 extra liters, or almost 2 gallons of extra diesel. And this whole system is probably the best thing that's ever come out of my idea. This whole system about Grace sort of being the gopher for the diesel. Now I don't want to get diesel on the lock, so I'm going to take the glove off. Yuck. We will lock this back up. There we go. Well, it's not locked, but it's nice and tight. Make sure you do that part. The other day I was driving down the road in Grace and I noticed that I hadn't done that, and the Rotopax was slowly wiggling its way off. I'm glad I noticed it. Let's just leave it at that. Open this up. Go up our garbage. Goodbye glove. We're full of diesel. We are ready to go and move the whole rig onto bigger and better things. Not necessarily, but that is what I'm going to continue to tell myself. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Very sort of simple day. It was a fun day. I got a lot done today. And it was nice to get that Christmas concert. It's nice to get to that Christmas concert finally, because my little girl had been doing a lot of practicing, singing Feliz Navidad and all that good stuff. So I'm going to leave this one here. Until the next one, everybody, just go out there. Be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And remember, only dead fish go with the flow.